Hey guys, I'm Mel and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the number one thing that's stopping you from manifesting what you really want. And at the end of this video, I'll share with you the one key shift that you can make to instantly manifest literally anything that you want. So make sure you stick around to the end. Before we get started, I am super excited to share that I'm opening up 2 spaces to work with me in my one-to-one coaching practice right now. And in this program, we are going to really shift your identity and become the version of you who has the reality you want in 4 months or less. So if you're interested in having a conversation to see if this would be a good fit for you, then hit the button below this video. Okay, so the number one thing that's stopping any of us from having what we really want is the belief that what we want is separate from us. A common misconception with manifesting is that we need to go out and create what we want. But truthfully, everything that we want is already available to us if we were to turn inwards. So if you can tune into a desire, that means that the desire is already created. You do not have to then go create that desire. If it didn't already exist, you wouldn't be able to tune into it. I like to use the analogy of a television. If you want to watch a certain show, and say that show is the reality that you want to tune into, then you would just turn on the TV, and then you have an intention to watch that show. So you would turn it to that channel, and then the channel then tunes to the station that show is playing on, and you would enjoy the show. And then if you change your mind and you're not really enjoying that show, then you could set a new intention to watch a different show and change the station again. So you just tune into a new station. It's the same thing with reality. Reality mirrors a TV show. It actually mirrors a film. You can tune into different realities by accessing that frequency in which that reality is playing. If you can tune into that frequency by desiring it, that means you can also call it into your reality instantly, right now. And I'm going to be sharing with you how to do that in just a minute. So therefore, it's not up to you to go create the reality, but rather to tune into the frequency of the reality that you want to experience instead. So how we do this is through our imagination. Another misconception that we have is that when we imagine something, it's not real. But the universe can't differentiate between the reality you're currently experiencing and your imagination. And in fact, your imagined reality is just as real as your perceived reality. So if you can tune into the reality that you want to experience, you're not just imagining it, you're actually immersing yourself in the frequency of that reality. A really good practice that I learned through Frederick Dodson in his book, Parallel Realities, is called the Pure Technique. I've heard of similar variations of this practice before, but I really like the way that he describes things, so I'm going to share that with you. In this method, you bring yourself to what he refers to as 0 point. And 0 point is a place where you just relax and you become the observer. So you may still have thoughts floating in and out, but you are not getting caught up in the thoughts and making to-do lists and feeling into emotions. You are just at this total place of neutrality where you can observe thoughts with complete non-attachment. So once you're at that place where you can get yourself really grounded and into an observer or witness consciousness, from that place, you tune into the reality that you'd like to experience. And first, you start seeing the reality in front of you as if you're watching it on a screen. And from there, you actually merge into the reality and you start seeing the reality through the eyes of the person experiencing it. So you become the experiencer instead of the observer. And once you've really taken some time to experience that new reality, what happens is you come out of that meditation an entirely new person. So we think, oh, well, I just imagined it and it wasn't real. And that's the thing that's stopping you from having it right now. What actually happens when you tune into a new reality and you immerse yourself into the feelings of that reality and you really experience it on a cellular level, when you come back, every cell in your body is different. Everything about you is different. And now you have a choice. So you can choose to believe that it was an imagined reality, or you can choose to believe that you actually tuned into that frequency and you experienced it and you shifted because you were that version for a brief moment in time. And now that you've experienced it and now that you know how it feels to be in that frequency, you can choose to bring that frequency back with you into the present moment. When you believe that you have truly shifted after you come out of your meditation, you get to start looking at life completely differently. You don't have to react to situations in the way that you would have as the old version of yourself, because the way that you respond to life, the way that you react to situations, the things that trigger you, and so on, are what is keeping your current reality still intact. When you come out of that meditation, the one key shift that you can make is to know to your core that you are that version of yourself, that version of yourself is not only available to you right now, but it is you right now. And you can choose to respond to your environment in a different way. You respond to your environment from the place of already being that next level version of yourself. So say, for example, when you're with your partner, you often get triggered about parenting, and you see your partner do something where normally you would be triggered. You now have this awareness that if you want to shift your reality, the version of you who has a harmonious family life and feels totally unified as parents with their partner, that version of you wouldn't be experiencing that reality. So in your head, you kind of disregard that as even being your reality anymore. And instead of reacting, you sit back with an awareness of, that's funny. Of course, my physical reality hasn't caught up to the new me yet, but I know it's coming. So when you have that faith that because you've consciously shifted, your new reality is happening, it's done, it's already here, then you get to choose to respond differently. Instead of being triggered and reacting like you normally would, you might just let them carry on as they are, knowing that this isn't going to be forever, because it's going to be shifting to match your new reality, and you can just go about your merry way. So to summarize this video, the number one thing that is stopping you from having the reality you want is believing that what you want is separate from you. And in order to create your new reality and instantly shift into the next level version of yourself, you can connect with that version right now. If you can perceive it, it means it's already been created, and you just need to tune into the frequency of it. So get into a meditative state, tune into the frequency of that new reality, immerse yourself in it, and then come out a new person. And then the key shift that you can make to instantly manifest that reality is to know that once you've come out of that meditation, you are changed, you are your next level, you're a different person. You weren't just imagining that reality, but you were aligning to the frequency of that reality. And you're choosing that reality. You're going to start looking at life from a new lens, looking at life as the next level version of you already does. That stuff doesn't even happen in your reality anymore. So the key is to focus on where you're going, to focus on what you want your reality to be like, and to only notice the things that are in alignment with that reality. And when you do notice things that are still in your old reality, look at them from a new set of eyes. Look at them from the lens of, oh, those are just remnants of my old reality. And don't give them focus, energy, attention, emotion. And soon that old reality will fall away and your new frequency will call in the new reality. I know this can be a little bit confusing, and I know it's not how we were all taught that life really works. So I'd love to know your thoughts on this. I'd love to know if it resonates for you as much as it does for me. Make sure you leave me a comment below. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, then subscribe with the button below, and make sure you hit that little bell so that you're notified whenever I post a new video just like this once a week, every single Thursday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.